Welcome back, Data Analyst. What's up? In today's video, we are going to learn a new DAX function in Power BI, which is called calculate. Theoretically, what calculate does, it applies the filter on the data set even before you perform the actual calculation. It might sound a little tricky if I tell you in theory, but when you see me do that, you'll understand it. So let's get started. Now, as you can see on my screen, this is the syntax of calculate formula in Power BI. So the first syntax says is expression. And the second one is filter 1, and then we have filter 2. And if you come to the breakdown, it says expression what to calculate and filter on which data to calculate. Now, what is this expression? Expression is the actual calculation that you want to perform. Imagine you want to calculate the sum of the sales. You want to count the order ID. You want to calculate the average of your sales. Whatever the actual calculation you want to do. That is called expression, right? And then comes filter. You have a very big data, but what if you do not want to calculate the whole thing? You just want to sum sales of a particular category, of a particular product. In that case, we use calculate because calculate gives you the flexibility of applying filter on your data set. And after that, you can perform the main calculation. Let's first see the data set and let's understand how does it actually going to help in real life. So this is my data. Okay, you can see we have receipt number, we have location, we have customer name, and we have status, we have product name, we have product category. Here we have sales amount, right? So imagine there can be one situation where I like to calculate the sum of all the sales. What you have to do, there's no filter in this. You can just go and write sum and this column, right? You'll get the whole sum. What if you do not want to see the whole data? What if you have some filters to apply? What if your manager is asking for sales of a particular category or maybe sales of a particular product name? What are you going to do? Are you going to calculate the whole sum and then you're going to apply the filter? What if you do not want to? What if you want to present this in a KPI card? In my situation, I have a column called product category and it has 4 categories. We have accessories, casual wear, formal and semi-formal. I want to see the sales of casual wear. Just casual wear. I do not want to see the sale of accessories, formal and semi-formal. I just want to see the sale of casual wear. What kind of formula would I want and how I would want that formula to perform? I would want that formula to first go into the data set, go to the column where I want to apply the filter, remove all the filters and just choose the category which I want to calculate. Click OK. And then you go to the sales amount, the column which I want to calculate. Then you sum the whole amount. That's how I would want my formula to work, right? And that's exactly how calculate performs. So calculate does not perform the actual calculation first. First, it works. So if you remember the syntax, it looked something like that, right? It says expression first and then it says filter 1, filter 2. But in the backend, what happens first is filter 1 and filter 2. Calculate function first goes to a database. It applies the filter that you want. In my case, I wanted the casual wear filter to be applied on product category, right? Here, I wanted the casual filter to be applied on product category. That's what calculate will do first. First, it will apply the filter and then it will search for the column which I want to sum and then it will sum it up. That's how calculate works. If I'm giving the situation or if I'm giving the filter to calculate function where I just want to see, let me remove this filter first. If I'm giving a filter to calculate function that I want to see the cost amount, total cost amount of product, maybe shirt. I just want to see the shirt's cost amount. What will calculate do? Calculate will first come to the database. First, it will search for the column on which I want to apply the filter. Which is that column? The column is product name. It will come here. It will apply the filter on shirt only. And then it will search for the expression column. What column do I want to add? I want to add this cost amount. Then it will add the amount. So this is how calculate works. You need to visualize that how calculate works in the backend. I think we have established how calculate works till now. Here you see I've written the formula. So I've written calculate. This is the expression. Sum of sales amount is the expression. And what is the filter? The filter is the category should be casual wear. That is our filter. But calculate will first perform this step. First, it will go into the data set. It will search for the category column. There it will apply this filter and then it will come back to this column which is sales amount and it will sum the amount of whatever rows are left after applying this filter. Clear? Now let's write the formula. Let me just first remove it. Let me quickly pull a table. What do I want in this table? I want product name, product category name, and then we have sales amount. Okay. This is what currently we have. So we have these product names, then we have these product categories, and then we have the sales amount, right? Just pull a slicer and pull product category name here in the slicer. Okay. Now just apply the filter of casual wear and let's see. So if we apply the filter of casual wear, it is this amount that we have generated by casual wear. Okay. What if I want to present this 3609200 in a KPI measure? So I'll just go here in measures where I have a space where I create all the measures, and I'll go to new measure and then casual wear sales. What are we supposed to do? First you'll write calculate and then you'll write sum. Okay. Now, which column do you want to add? You want to add sales amount, right? So this is the table data and this is the column name, sales amount. Just take this. This is done. Now as I close this bracket of expression, automatically expression is highlighted and it's asking that okay, you are done with this syntax. Now press a comma. You'll see now filter 1 is getting highlighted in blue. It's telling me that okay, you have already written this first syntax. Now we are moving toward second syntax, which is filter 1. Now you're supposed to apply the filter. What is our filter? Our filter was category, right? What was our table? Table was data and then it was product category. We'll go this. What is the product category that we want to see the sales of? Which is casual wear. Sorry, casual wear. So let's understand. What have we done? First we have written the sum of sales amount and then we have written the filter that we want to apply. But in backend, calculate will first perform this calculation. It will look into the data set. What is the table that we have given? Data. It will look for this column, which is product category. It will apply this filter, which is casual wear. Now, whatever rows are available after applying this filter, then it will go to this column, which is sales amount, and then it will sum the sale amount. That's how it will work in backend. If I just click on commit, you see casual wear sales is calculated. If I just bring it down here, it says casual wear sales is calculated. Let's pull this in any KPI. Now, whatever number I'm going to get, it should match with this, right? Let's check. Currently, it shows 4 million. Automatically, Power BI gives, by default, it gives the million as units. All you have to do is click on the visual, go to format, go to callout, select in apply setting 2, select the measure that you want to work on, go to value, go to display units, and here in auto just do none. Now it will show you. Now you see the numbers are matching, right? 3609200, and that's what we have in the measure. That's how you perform calculations after applying filter. This was only one filter. Now let me just remove this and let me see what's. Now what if I want to see casual wear as well as formal? I want to see both of them. You can apply multiple filters and calculate. Let's create a new measure. Just let me just write calculate. Okay. Now, what is the first syntax? The first syntax is expression. Calculate. And then what is the expression? The expression is sum. Sum of what? Sales amount. Sorry, sales amount, which is coming from the data table. Close this, and then comes the filter 1, right? So what was the first filter? The first filter will remain same because category name coming from data. Choose the right table. If you have multiple tables loaded in your Power BI, just pay attention. Then what was the first one? Was casual wear. Okay. Now I also wanted to apply one more filter, right? And what was that? I also want to see the sales generated by formal wear. It means I want to add one more category in my filter. Now I have two choices. Either I add and, or I add or. Think, what happens if I just add? If we just think in a layman term, we will think that okay, product category should be casual wear and it should be formal, right? That's how we'll think, that product category should be casual wear and it should be formal, because we want to see both. And we will just use this ampersand. Ampersand is nothing but It is to show that we are applying AND operator. Okay, will this work? Let's check. Commit this. Now let's pull another KPI and pull this measure. This is the one we calculated, right? It doesn't show anything. It shows blank. What might be the reason? Think, what might be the reason? The reason is that we wrote wrong formula. What we did, we told that on product category, it should have casual wear and formals wear. So think with the logic of formula that do we have any kind of category where we have both casual wear and formal in one row? Do we have such kind of categories? We do not have. We either have casual wear or we have formals wear, right? We do not have both the categories available in one row. We do not have such conditions, right? How is this supposed to work? It's not supposed to work because Power BI is not able to find any row where we have category as casual wear as well as formal wear. We do not have such rows, and that's why this measure is not working. So in the place of ampersand, which is the sign of AND, we cannot use AND operator. We have to use OR operator, which is like this. Now it says Power BI that you have to go and search for the rows where it has casual wear. So whatever casual wear you see, bring those rows. Again, go and do a different search, another set of search, and find the formal wear. And wherever you see the rows with formal wear, bring that as well. Now this formula will bring both of these rows where category is casual wear and formal wear. Now let me commit this formula and we'll see if it makes any difference. Yep. Again, it's coming in the million. Let's go to the format. And what we did, select the visual, go to callout, select the measure, go to value, apply setting to, display units, auto, none. This is the number of casual wear as well as formal. You want to verify it? How do we do? We'll just in this table we can just select casual wear, which is this, which was before previously we calculated, and then yep. So we have 4265200, and this is exactly what we have gotten from our formula. There's one more important concept that you need to understand, which is calculate modifies filter context. You will hear these kinds of sentences now, filter context, row context. So let's understand, as of now, let's understand this. What does it mean when it says that calculate modifies filter context? What does it mean? Now, we have a table where we have product name, product category, sum of sales amount, right? And then we have a slicer here. I've already pulled them. I think it's easy. You can just do that. If I just select formal here, what's supposed to happen? This chart is supposed to filter on the basis of this slicer, right? Let's click that. And that's what exactly happened. The whole chart was filtered on the basis of the filter that I applied. Now, what happens if I am calculating a measure of casual wear? What happens? Now, let me bring a KPI card and let me bring this casual wear sales, okay? Which was again 4 million. Let me just quickly remove the, yeah. Now let's understand carefully. What does it mean by the calculate modifies filter context? It means that whatever filter you might have applied in the front end, but if you are using calculate and if you have given a certain filter, which we have given, what is our filter? The filter is that it should be casual wear. This calculate function will go in the main data set and it will modify the filter, which means that it will not care what filter you have applied in the front end. It will just look into the filter that you have given in the formula and it will modify. First, it will apply this filter and then it will sum this up. And that's how it forces the filter that you have given in the formula rather than respecting the filter that slicer is applying. So calculate is not going to think that, okay, in the front end we have given formal as the filter. Calculate is not going to think about that. Calculate is going to modify the filter context and it is going to apply the fresh new filter that you have given in the formula. So that's what it means when somebody says calculate modifies filter context. I'll give you this data set. I want you to play with, maybe you have order type name, right? Just calculate order type when the order type name is equal to on shop. Or maybe you have different category which is product name. Just calculate the sales when the product name is chain, or maybe the product name is t-shirt. Okay, we have location. So location has Bangalore, Chennai and Hyderabad. So just calculate the sale of Hyderabad or maybe Chennai. Okay, so that is the homework task for you. I want you to practice. As I already told, that just watching the video will not do. You have to practice on your own. I'll pin this data in description box. I want you to go through the data set. I want you to play with it. play with calculate function. You have a lot of columns where you have a lot of values. You can just apply any of the filters and try to calculate. Okay, you can calculate sum, you can calculate sum of sales amount, you can calculate sum of cost, you have something, I think you have a quantity, you can calculate whatever you want. Okay, so play with it, apply multiple filters, perform the expression, perform the calculation, and let me know if you have any doubt in comment section. Bye bye.